Thank you, Mr. Chair, and congratulations on your chairmanship. I look forward to working with you and Ranking Member Blumenthal. And Congressman Collins, it is good to see you. It was good to sit down with you the other day. Congratulations on your nomination. And thank you to you for your service to our nation and to your family as well for their sacrifices, because we know when an individual serves, the whole family serves, and I welcome them here today as well. One quick comment to follow up on what Senator Slotkin was asking you about. I appreciated your expression that you would be willing to let the president know or anybody else in the administration know if you thought that budget cuts would hurt service to veterans. And I will just say, having done this work at the state level and now here, it is tempting for people in your position to tell their bosses, whatever budget you give me, we'll get the job done, because that's what you want to be able to do. But cutting direct care people in a healthcare system, cutting people who coordinate care so that veterans can get integrated care, can really, really harm veterans. So I will hold you to your statement that you will stand up for veterans in the budget discussions, because it's going to be real important.
And thank you, Senator, on that question, because it is true. I mean, as we've said, and brings the uniqueness is I've been on that side. There's only limited dollars,
right?
And there's consequences. And there's a big thought up here on Capitol Hill that we vote on ideas. We don't vote on ideas. Okay. We vote on words on paper,
right? And
those cost money. So yes, I'll stand up and look. The president has made it very clear to take care of veterans. And I will say, as we look for efficiencies, as we look for the things to run those agencies, I will say, here's the cost benefit of that, and we will move forward with that, making sure we take care of the veteran.
Well, I appreciate that. I want to move on now to a topic that I know Senator Sullivan also touched on. President-elect Trump supported a full-service VA hospital for New Hampshire when he was on the campaign trail. I've supported a full-service hospital in our state for years and will gladly work with you and the president to make that happen. In the meantime, though, the current Manchester VA Medical Center is almost 75 years old and it needs significant upgrades. The facility's age is showing. Twice over the past 8 years, pipes have burst, temporarily closing parts of the medical center. And when I say temporarily, we're talking months. Rescheduled surgeries, the whole 9 yards. It has been terrible. So following a push from the New Hampshire delegation to prioritize improvements to the medical center, the VA has begun implementing a multi-year upgrade plan. Will you commit to continuing these upgrades to make sure that Granite State veterans have the best possible medical facility to receive their care at? And will you come up to New Hampshire to visit the facility and meet our veterans?
I'll take the last one first, yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
Good.
But I will assure you, not only Granite State veterans, but all across the country, they will be taken care of and looking at our needs. The infrastructure needs, I'm glad we're talking about that today, because it's not just the new facility. It's not just the new CBOC. It's taking these older facilities that, as you said, once they're shut down, and then the bureaucratic process to get it fixed.
Right.
And so that is it. But also with President Trump's commitment, look, I'm going to support the president. We're going to look to that hospital. But I think you've brought up a bigger issue that I hope all of the committee members will understand is I wish we could, as I said before, have this rose-colored old pixie dust. It'll just fix itself. But construction issues are going to be one of our hardest because of age of facilities.
Right. Thank you. Let's talk about rural veterans. They face several challenges in accessing VA healthcare. For example, they have to travel long distances to access their VA healthcare facilities, and that usually means that they're going to want to schedule multiple appointments on the same day, so they don't have to do all the travel back and forth. Unfortunately, some VA medical appointments can only be scheduled by calling the individual clinic directly, meaning veterans often have to make several calls to multiple disconnected offices just to try to coordinate and schedule their appointments. And then they schedule one, then they call back the other, find out the slot they thought they had is gone. So that's why Senator Boozman and I introduced the bipartisan Improving Veteran Access to Care Act, which would require the VA to create a streamlined scheduling system where veterans can either call or go online to view and schedule appointments for all of their VA health care. Congressman Collins, will you support this effort and work with me and Senator Boozman to pass this bill and implement its change to help our veterans?
Well, Senator, I look forward to seeing that and looking into it further, but I'm going to tell you from a conceptual standpoint, the better question for me is why haven't we almost got there anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, because I think about if I can, and I'm not to reduce, appointment times to an app, but when you can order 5 people's food and send it to 5 different places at the same time on your phone, why can't I go to one place? And I think for our younger veterans, and I think we talked about
Yeah.
this in our office, for our older veterans, there's a different way they need to be personal phone. My dad, who's probably watching right now, he wants to be on the phone.
Right.
But the rest of them, pick up the phone. Let me get my 3 appointments and be done with it.
Yeah, and I thank you, Mr. Chair, and I will follow up in writing with you about the one last question I wanted to talk about, which was just the implementation of the Dole Act. Home care is incredibly important. It should be the wave of the future because most people want to age at home or get their care if they have chronic illness or disabilities at home. Something near and dear to my heart and the heart of veterans, and I look forward to working with you on that.
And just briefly, Mr. Chairman, I just want to be real brief about it. That is something with this bat, I'm very proud of what y'all have accomplished there, but it's going to now take us implementation to make sure we do it right. If I'm confirmed, you'll have that commitment.
Thank you, sir.
Senator Hassan, thank you. Senator